Hey, how's it going, guys, and welcome back to the channel. Are you looking for a new jacket and pair of trousers for your next motorcycle adventure? So then stick around, that I would like to share with you my opinion about this set that I have in here from the company Revit. The model is the H2O Offtrack. Let's get started. What I'm going to share with you is the opinion after having used this set for about 5,000 kilometers. So this is not a data sheet review. If you want to know about the data sheet, just check here in the description. You can go direct to the website. It looks to me that the target audience from Revit in here was motorcycle adventures. This means that during a single trip, sometimes even during a single day, you're going to encounter a wide range of weather conditions. It might be cold at the beginning of the day, and then it's extremely hot during the day. You might encounter some rain, some sunny conditions. So then the question is, does this set deliver on safety, number one, and comfort during your trips? Starting with sizing, and this applies for the jacket and also for the trousers, just follow the size chart that Revit makes available. So this means you have to measure your body at home, or maybe you go to a shop if you have access to a shop. So just measure your body, put it against the table, and this has worked very well for me. I also want to make an extra comment about the trousers, because usually that's where I have an issue. I'm 1.75 m and 80 kilos, and most of the time I'm able to find a pair of trousers that will fit me very well here on my waist, but I have quite short legs, and Revit offers more than one option for the leg length. So I was able to choose a shorter size, and I'm very happy with it. Let's start here with the jacket with the functionalities. So you're going to have two large outer pockets, one on each side, and they have substantial size in here. You can definitely put a wallet, your phone, your passport. So I'm very happy with the size. I can fit my entire hand in here. And mostly important, the way you close this flap in here, it creates a seal, kind of a seal. Of course, you cannot go for a swim with this, then water is going to get inside. But once you close it, the rain would just glide here over, and this pocket then offers some water resistance. So that's very positive. You also have two pockets on the inside, but I find them to be quite small. So for instance, I cannot even put my passport here inside, and they are not water resistant on the inside. So for me, really, the main pockets are here on the outside. Of course, this jacket is going to include the typical elbow protection, shoulder protection, and also the back protector. The back protector has to be bought separately. I'm going to leave the certification level here on the screen so you can check it out. But overall, I'm quite happy with the comfort that I get and with the protection that I get. Let's take a look at the adjustments. Here on the collar, you have an option to adjust how tight it's going to be against your neck, and then you close it in place with a button like this. So this adjustment, I think, is quite positive. If you have a larger neck or a smaller neck, I think you'll find a good adjustment in here, and I had no issues with the comfort. You need to adjust it because it's quite a thick material, but once you adjust it, it's not then touching, at least for me, it's not touching on my neck. So that's quite positive. Here for your cuff, you can lock your cuff in place with a button. And if you want to make it tighter or looser, you have this Velcro strap in here. The adjustment for your biceps, you pretty much have two settings. So you can either use the first button to have it more loose, or you can go for the second button and have it more tight. However, I do have a complaint for the adjustment here for the forearm. I'm going to show it to you as it is. I'm not making this up. I have it now on the looser position. So you see, it can move around on my forearm. So I'm going to try to adjust and just see how it is. So I'm not making this up. So I don't want to bore you in the video. Point I'm trying to make is, it's not easy. So I tighten it too much, but just that you get the point. To release it, it's easier. There you go. But to tighten it down, I'm not so happy with this. It's just too hard. It's not impossible to do it, but it's just not as convenient. You really need to use force, and I just haven't figured out after 5,000 kilometers if there is an easier way of doing this. It's just not great. But you can make the adjustment. It's not impossible, but just consider, in my opinion, this should be improved. It should be easier to do it. So now let me just close the jacket, because you also have a waist adjustment. And Revit is using also the same system. And here it's even harder, because I would have to pull it towards the back. And to be honest, I can hardly do it. but it's really hard. I don't know what this is about. So I'm not even going to try to do it. It's more or less adjusted anyway. So here you have a zipper for ventilation. So you can take the zipper in here and open it like this. Now, I don't quite understand what was the idea of having the zipper passing underneath this trap, because actually I cannot fully use this ventilation system in here. Now you could say, well, just don't use it. Well, that's fine. But I think it's just the small details, right? That once you start using it, you realize, this wasn't really well thought of in here. And this zipper here, you have two zippers. You have one that starts from here and one from here. And then they kind of just stop like this in the middle. The one that opens very little has this additional cord in here, which is quite useful when you have thick gloves, because then you can grab it quite easily. But look how much I can open. It's just, what, about 2 fingers in here? Just like that. And then this zipper, that actually is the one that opens the most, doesn't have this little cord in here. So, of course, I can change this by myself, but still I would like to show to you as it comes from Revit. So somehow I would love to see either you make the zipper shorter, and well, then it is what it is. Or if you want to have a large opening as it is in here, you should be able, in my opinion, to just open it all the way. I don't know how they will figure out this in the manufacturing process, but somehow where you can just open it and have the full extension of the ventilation without this trap in the middle. Just a small detail, but something I've noticed. One place where the ventilation is outstanding, I mean, it's probably one of the best I've seen, are these two large panels on each side. So you have this zipper that you can pull it down like this, and it's very easy to do it. You can also pull them down while riding, and then you can disconnect this part. So this flap you can store behind this pocket, and you have it on both sides. And this mesh section offers a fantastic ventilation. I have put this to a test in a real condition, and I can tell you it's noticeable. So when you open this, you feel the air passing through your torso. And here on the back, you have 2 ports in here that are for the exhausts. So overall, my opinion about the ventilation that this jacket offers, it's very positive. I mean, especially because it's 2 front panels. That's really what made it for me. I really like this, and it will be hard to now wear a jacket that doesn't have this option. It is really extremely convenient. What about when you have cold temperatures? So together with this jacket, it's not additional, it's included in the price. You also get this winter jacket in here. So let me put it for you so you can take a look. And it is quite nice. So I think it is quite nice, and there is an additional advantage. It is made to work together with the jacket, so with the protective layer. So you would attach via buttons on the inner part the winter jacket. So you could be asking, well, why you're not using it? Why do I have a separate one? And this is personal, so it's not a complaint towards this, it's just personal. You can see here I have snow right now. So when I'm riding, I like to have a hoodie like this. So I would just put the hoodie, and then I put my helmet over just to block here on my neck, because where I live, it gets quite cold. This one that I have it here is warmer, lighter, and it has the hoodie. But you know, for 90% plus of the people, I think that this will just be great because it fits perfectly with the jacket. So far, so good. The next question is, what about when it's raining? So provided with the jacket, it comes included with this rain jacket. So let me put it here for you so you can take a look. I'm not going to zip it all the way because that's where I have the microphone. But take a look by yourself. I've used this, it protected me from the rain, and I'm really happy with it. I mean, for me, this is the way to go, right? I would always rather have a good ventilation, so a material without any membrane bonded to it, so I get good ventilation, and only in case it's raining, it's no big deal. I can stop my motorcycle, get my jacket, and wear it over. The additional advantage of having it separate is that once it stops raining, I can just get my rain jacket out, put it here on the back of my motorcycle, so it's now drying, and I have my inner jacket, the protective layer, and it's once again fresh. So I think this is very positive, and it's just great that there is no guesswork in here. Since it is made to work together with the jacket, the sizing, you know it's going to be correct. So overall, I really like this rain jacket that is provided with the H2O Offtrack. Hey, by the way, if you're getting some value out of this video, consider subscribing and just press that like button. It really helps me out. Thanks. So now let's take a look at the trousers. Front pockets that, just like here with the jacket, they offer some level of water resistance. And then you have the two side pockets. And there are no pockets in the back, which for me makes complete sense not to have the back pockets since it's a motorcycle specific trousers. This is an over the boot pair of trousers, and the way that you can open here, I think it's very good. You have this Velcro system, and you can see here, I can then just wear it over my boots without any problems whatsoever. And since it is this system with Velcro, see, I can really adjust it to have it tight against my boots. I really like that. It's simple, to the point, and it just works. So I like that. For the protection, you're going to have knee protectors that are included with the trousers, and also hip protectors that are on this pocket, also included with the trousers. The inner section of your thighs, of your knees, so here's my knee. On this inner section, you have this reinforcement fabric in here. Either it is leather or fake leather, I don't know. But it's great. It is great because it offers some cushioning, and you are using this to lock your legs against your motorcycle, and also wear resistance on for your trousers. So this is very positive. I like it. I don't want to remove this. That's great. There's one small problem, and the problem is, you see, this material, it's quite thick. I would say it's maybe 2 millimeters thick. When this material is at the right place, it does the job perfectly. It even makes it more comfortable for you to put pressure against your motorcycle and fix yourself, to give some support. It's great. So you have to take my word for it, but it is really great. I like that. However, it is normal that your trousers, they are moving a little bit of position, especially when you sit down and then you stand up, sit down, they're moving. And it would happen to me every day during the last trip that sometimes the section of the stitching would become a pressure point. So exactly where I would put pressure with my knees against the motorcycle, the point with the most pressure would be right on top of the stitching. So then it becomes this pressure point that is uncomfortable. And then what I had to do, I had to just kind of sit down, move my trousers a little bit with my hands. I would reposition them, and then I could stand up again and put it in the right place. Of course, if I was in the middle of a technical terrain and I didn't have time to readjust the position, well, then I would just put up with the pain. But it was hurting. So I don't want to remove this because this is great, but the material, the position of the stitching should be changed. So it should be optimized, so you ensure that there is no chance that this stitching becomes a pressure point against the motorcycle, because then it's uncomfortable. The adjustment for your hip, again, follow this strap method. So let me get closer so you can really see. See, I'm really using force in here. Don't want to bore you, but there you see, I'm doing with both hands. It's just too hard. I mean, I don't know if I'm doing this wrong. I hope not, but I tell you, it shouldn't be so complicated. It should be something that you can just grab with your hands, adjust it, and it stays in place. It should stay in place, but you should be able to adjust it when you want, and that's not happening here. Here on your thighs, you have two large mesh pockets in here. So you can open it like this. So now you have mesh, and they do the job, they work. Very positive, the ventilation. Similar to what has been done to the jacket, the trousers also come with an inner layer for cold weather and an inner layer for when it's raining. This is the inner layer for cold weather, and here's the inner layer for rain. Both of these layers go on the inside of your trousers. I have a hard time to understand how you're going to do this in practice. So sometimes you start riding and it's cold weather. So then what you would do, maybe you're in your hotel, on your campsite, and you add the inner layer. Okay, you start riding, everything is fine. Now you're in the middle of the day and you want to remove the inner layer. It's a huge trouble. But you have motorcycle boots, you have to get your trousers off, remove the inner layer, and put everything back up. So it's just not as convenient. I mean, you could say, well, you have to stop and go to a petrol station. Well, one, you have to find a petrol station, but sometime during the day, I don't have access to a petrol station. So you could say, well, then who cares? You just, strip down in the middle of nowhere. Well, I also don't want to do that. I don't want to have to strip down, get my boots off, step on the ground, make my socks dirty just to put this inner layer. Even worse is in case it starts raining, because the rain is not something you can predict. So if it would start raining, how am I going to put the water protective layer inside of my trousers? Right? I can't stop on the middle of the road if I'm in an urban environment, if I'm on the highway, or even if I'm in an environment like this. But I'm going to strip down and fix my inner layer to protect against water. So it's just not convenient. With all of this said, then the question remains, is this a good set? For the jacket, it is an easy recommendation. It is very high quality. It has some small points for improvement, but I like what they come up in here. The ventilation is good. The adjustment possibilities are there. They just could be a little bit easier. It is high quality and it offers good protection. So I'm very happy with the jacket. Now, if we talk about the trousers, I have to refer back to the beginning of this video. It looks to me that the target audience, the target rider for this set H2O Offtrack from Revit was from motorcycle adventure, which means you need to accommodate a wide range of weather conditions. And I can't say that they have achieved this for the trousers. Is the protection good? Yes, it is. Is the ventilation good? Yes. The adjustments? Yes. So it's a good trousers. I mean, as a riding trousers, it's good. But this idea of putting the additional layers on the inside, in my opinion, the way I like to ride, it just doesn't work. So that's it. I hope this video was useful to you, and I see you on the next one. Bye-bye.